All right, all right. We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSpod.club production. I'm BT, and right over there is my partner in crime. One of my many partners in crime. My brother from a different mother. He is Rhino JB. How the hell are you?
Doing great. Another Saturday, another blessing from Memphis Wrestling. How are you, BT?
Man, I'm doing fantastic with this is episode. I don't even want to say what episode this is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Don't say a word, JB. It's episode 669, and we are reviewing Memphis Wrestling, baby. Happy New Year to everybody again. Go to Patreon, go to stspod.club on the right-hand corner for Patreon. That's right. We have a new show coming this week, upcoming. It will be Memphis Wrestling Superstar. And we'll have a bunch of stuff where we ask them like some funny questions, some serious questions. It's 5 questions on the regular feed and 3 questions on Patreon. I'm not going to tell you who the first guest is going to be. Everyone's going to have a real good time with it. Guys, Patreon has all kinds of fun stuff. Shooting Star had one of the most controversial 2 questions I've ever asked Dustin Star, and you won't be able to listen to it and I may not even put those questions on there. In the end to the show, we solved a huge mystery about Dustin Star. I mean, that's worth it. That's the worst price of admission, as they like to say. And Rhino, what are we doing? What do we do every week? We do hits, misses, MVP, question of the week. What do you look forward to for next week's show? And must see. What are your hits for the week, Rhino?
My hits this week go a little something like this. We had the Posse versus Hot Shots, and I can't believe what I saw this week. Ray Collins, can you believe it? It happened. I guess it was a really nice summer. It had to have been a nice summer, man. Ray Collins joined the Hot Shots there. Posse got the W. Not a good start for Ray Collins and the Hot Shots. I don't know how much longer that's going to last, because I know that young man does not want L's. He wants W's in Memphis Wrestling. But the Posse looking meaner than ever, and they're ready for the number 1 contenders, Ray Sanders and Derek King. I can't wait for that tag match there, BT. I'm looking forward to that one. We also had DDT versus Knicks and the return of Mackenzie Morgan. My gosh.
Yeah.
Full of fire, man. Full of fire. Mackenzie Morgan, I believe, is going to be Woman of the Year in 2023. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Mackenzie Morgan's going to be Woman of the Year in 2023. Man, I think she's just got it all right now. She's been killing it from behind the scenes, just almost like Ray, going from one thing to another and flawlessly doing it. I cannot wait for her to get her hands on DDT again, if you will. Kay Toomer had an amazing promo as well. Loved that promo there, that Prumer from Kay Tomo. That promo from Kay Toomer.
Man, you've been drinking what I drink every time. So
I'm drinking water today. That's what's wrong, BT.
How about that Justin Roberts? Justin Roberts on there.
Kay Toomer cut an incredible promo. I absolutely love that. I hope we get more promos like that from the wrestlers in their own environments, letting the world. I thought it was great. Then we saw that bit of the pre-Rumble, which was absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the Grind City Rumble. Maybe I was looking at something wrong, but Austin Lane came out there. Not too shabby, man. Austin Lane and Mr. Williams have a very interesting story being told. I hope we get more on that. And then we saw Mike sign the contract. Mike signed the contract to face Bret Michaels. BT, here we are again. And I got to tell you, I'm loving every bit of it. I'm not tired of it. I don't think that is too much. I don't think that is like, we've seen enough of this. They're doing this too. No, let this keep going, because it's unfinished business still. And I don't know, maybe I was going to say maybe somebody's got to go to jail, but that's already happened.
That's already happened once. Yeah.
It's already happened. So the story continues. I'm looking forward to that. And then we had Zay versus Aaron, hair versus hair match. Zay ended up winning the match, but unfortunately, he also got his hair cut. BT, this was such an interesting moment. Really emotional. It's so much so, did you see the kid get up out of his seat, trying to
Oh
save
my
Zay.
God, I know it.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow. Whatever was happening at ringside there, Memphis Wrestling, Zay, Aaron, good job. Good job. Absolutely loved it. Loved the edits also. A big hit for me were all the edits, the graphics. And when Memphis Wrestling went out this week, it went out to Aaron's music, I believe, instead of the theme music. I thought that was great. I thought that this was the best looking show for Memphis Wrestling, period. And those are my hits.
Rhino's really trying to say shout out to Terrence Ward. There you go.
Oh, shout out to Terrence Ward.
Yeah,
oh my God, great.
Job.
Great.
Doing a fantastic job. Hits. Gun Show said your ass is mine, even though we beeped him. I like that. I like Hot Shots against Posse. It was the Posse has turned into the Road Warriors almost. I know they bring the just the look of just beating the hell out of somebody. Poor Ray Collins. Loved the deal with McKenzie coming out. I want to tell you, Jimmy Blaylock does not get hit a lot. It's part of him. He believes he's not a Jimmy Hart type manager who gets beat up a lot. He's more like, Paul Heyman was like that. You don't hardly touch Paul Heyman.
Right.
And Jimmy's like that. So that was a big deal for them to let her punch him in the face. Love the K-Tumor video, as you said. Mike signing the contract. There was a real quick, and this is not a miss, but there was a real quick edit on that interview. What the hell, Mike? What did you say? What did you say to make them edit you out? Love the Mike signing the contract. Love the main event. These two guys. I want to see these two guys in an Iron Man or something. Zay against Aaron. This was not your typical. It was different match than I've seen these guys wrestle. It was more like we're mad at each other. We're going to fight instead of the. I love both styles. I would maybe an Iron Man or maybe a best of 5 series or something so we can get kind of like what they're doing on AEW, but get kind of a different versions of them against each other. Very good. Both guys very, very good. That cutter from the top. Oh, just loved it. Loved it. Popped huge for that. All right. We're up to misses. What was your misses?
My only miss was when, and it's such a silly one, Dustin called the 450 a 360. That's my only miss.
There you go, Dustin. He got you on that. I'll let you buy
And
it.
I'm sure he knows.
All right, during the tag team match, one of my misses was there's too many people around the ring. It's just like they never have a chance. Didn't like that. I'm sorry, that wasn't a tag team match. That was Knicks against DDT. We had too many people around the ring, and they were calling her STD. Oh, God. That was hilarious to me, but too many people around the ring. I like the idea. Of the Road to the Rumble match, but as I've said before on this show and all the shows, just not a fan of Rumbles or Battle Royals, and I'm just like, ugh. But I like what they did at the end, and I like the idea of it, kind of giving you a tease that we may see K-Tumor winning all that. And here is my huge miss. If you have a hair match, you got to have somebody lose their hair. Yeah. And why I'm saying this is that in the future, if you put a stipulation to a match and they're not going to believe it, if you put a loser leave town, a hair match, somebody gets whipped with the belt, they're not going to believe that's going to happen because you didn't cut a little bit of hair, but not enough. Someone needed to leave that match bald. I don't know if neither guy wanted to do it or what. Or we might see one of them get their head shaved before this is all over. But if you have a hair match, you have a mask, it comes off, you got to do it. It
looked like they had the clippers ready, but they weren't working or something.
I don't know what happened, but, if they would have shut – Aaron lost, so he needed to be bald. That's just the way I might be old school with that, but it may be part of the story too. So, yeah. But you don't want to hurt your fan base for the future steps and matches. That's the only thing.
Agreed.
All right. Good deal. We're up to MVP. Who is your MVP of the week?
Man, it was hard for me to choose, but I had to go ahead and choose one. It was either going to be Aaron or Zay, and I got to go with Aaron this week. Aaron was so aggressive. He really is hitting this heel roll perfectly, in my opinion. Almost comes off like a Kevin Owens to me. Really digging it, really enjoying it. That's my MVP this week.
MVP, Zay Washington. I'm going with Zay Washington. You went with Aaron Roberts. I got his name right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Roberts. Look who this is. This is a young goats, man. What the hell happened, guys? Let us know. Yeah. These two guys, you kept saying Roberts. I always talked about Zay. But you know what? We both are right. These guys are showing out. As you said, Aaron looks so good in this match. And Zay did too. I gave it to Zay as MVP because he did win the hair match. So that was the reason I gave him the MVP. All right, guys, we're up to, and we got a very, very special question of the week this week. So let's get it in here. Question of the week. All right, I said a special question of the week. It's, I always say I love my mama. Well, Glenda K, 46, that's my mama now, Rhino, baby, that's my mama. She sent in a question today. Actually gave it to me last weekend. If you could be hired by any, and let's make this as any Memphis wrestler to be their chauffeur, so you're chauffeuring one of these guys around, who would it be, Rhino? That's a different question, ain't it?
I might have a different answer.
Question. A good question.
I think I got to go with the women's division.
Oh, okay. All right.
If I'm be chauffeuring around, I get the women's division. The women deserve it.
Oh, okay. So you're chauffeuring around all the girls. You know what? Here's who I'm going to be chauffeuring around. The King, Derek the King, because I've been with Derek the King on the road a couple of times, and we had a great time. So I'm going to be chauffeured around the King. That's right, the King. Hey, that was question of the week from my mama. All right. Remember, you can send in a question of the week. You can even pull me to the side during a family event and say you want to do this question of the week like my mama did. And so here we go. You can give us a call at, it's going across the screen and I can't see it, 573-654-4616 or stspodclub@gmail.com. Guys, send in. We need more questions. I got a trivia for you. And see if you can remember about this, Rhino. There was somebody that was Derek the King's chauffeur at one time on Memphis Wrestling.
Oh, come on, man. Vicious.
No. There was somebody, it was his chauffeur. They all got out of the limousine. And it's somebody that's on Memphis Wrestling now in a different role. Go back and watch it, guys. I'll tell him who it was on the Patreon version. Y'all can sit with the Patreon, and see if someone can answer that for me. All right, we're up to what do you want to see on next week's show?
Next week for me, man, I really want to see, and I'm hoping that I do. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but what I want to see is Mackenzie get her hands on DDT. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm all about that. I put Mackenzie gets more. That's what I put. I can't wait. Mackenzie gets more. We're all the way. I'm looking toward episode 100, as we'll see Mike Anthony against Brett Michaels. We did a lot of talk this past Wednesday about those two guys. We always talk about those two guys. And you mentioned something. You said, I'm not bored of it. But I believe there comes a point, and this may be the point, to when that match happens, and after it happens, we see a little bit of a separation between these two guys for a while. This is kind of typical old school booking where the guys would move around on different territories now, and we mentioned this before, they're kind of in the background, and we got Mike Anthony doing something with Big John Dalton for a long time. Brett worked somebody else for a while. But I'm going to see it as them going in different directions after this match. Whoever the winner is, that's just my opinion. All right, here we go. We're up to must see. What's the must see on this show? Episode 98, by the way. 98.
My must see is Zay versus Aaron. Yeah, I think you just got to watch that, the entire thing. They put on an incredible match. They always do, whether they're tagging together or going against each other. These guys are both ready to go. Absolutely incredible match from them. My must see.
All right, my must see, Zay versus Aaron Roberts. The young goats, man. The young goats going against each other, something we thought we'd never see. I hit a miss there about something on this match. Go back and listen to the episode. Must see, though. I want you to go through, watch this match. It's a little different than you expect, but there is some high flying. And as you said, Aaron Roberts was just showing out in this match. On my Facebook page, I'll put Aaron Roberts, if he's ever in a match, on the Shooting the Shiznit Facebook page. I'll put some of his matches on there, and he's just good all the time. Zay is also, but you're right about Aaron Roberts. So, y'all, must see for the week, Zay Washington versus Aaron Roberts. All right, guys, same bad time, same bad channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, and thanks for the question, I love my mama.
Me too.